Sorry, I'm really excited. I haven't done any filming in quite a while, so... Anywho. Drink your water, kids. Also, don't forget to drink a cup of tea. Hi guys, long time no see. It's been a while. Crocodile. No, the only reason I didn't want to post anything is because I didn't necessarily have anything that I felt was worth posting. So I didn't want to post something, and it was just, I posted it because, you know, for the sake of it. So, but now I've found a reason to post something, and I'm really excited about what I'm going to be talking about today. Basically, a few days ago, I posted a video on my Facebook page for all my friends and family, showing them how I... What side is it? Hello. Hello! How I put on my Libra sensor for my diabetes. And it got a great response, and loads of people commented, like, saying how interesting it was, and a few people asked me some questions as well about other stuff as well. And it got me thinking of to make a video for here, answering some questions and just basically talking about diabetes, because I feel like it's not talked about a lot, and it's not a lot of people don't understand what it is, or the struggle that people with diabetes have to go through. And also, obviously, there's the two types, there's type 1 and type 2, and I don't think people quite understand the difference between the two, so I can talk about that. And I just think it'll be helpful, and yeah, I just hope you find it interesting, and I'll try and make it a little bit fun. But of course it's going to be fun, because I'm here, so you know what I mean? Not that diabetes is fun, but you know what I mean? Trust me, I know. So I've got my questions here on my iPad, and I'll go through them and answer them, and talk about anything that I feel like is necessary to go with the answer. I've also got all my injections and needles and stuff to show you, and whatever. So how exciting is that? So I hope you stick around to watch the show, and I hope you find it interesting and don't turn it off within the first 5 seconds because you find it boring, you know what I mean? But you won't find it boring because it's me that's presenting it, so... Oh, that's a good cup of tea, I like that. Merry Christmas. Right, I'm just going to go straight into the questions, because I was going to talk about the diabetes and the different types and stuff first, but I think I'll answer the questions first, because I don't want to end up having to repeat myself, because I might say something I don't know, so I'll answer the questions first, and then if there's anything else that I feel needs to be said, then I will say it, because that's how it works. Cheers. So let's crack on with the questions. Let's go. Right, so question 1. Can type 1 diabetes only be diagnosed in children, or can you be diagnosed at any age? I believe that you can be diagnosed at any age, but type 1 is seen more in younger people. So I was diagnosed when I was 5. It was November the 12th, 2004. But I've known people over the last few years have been 18, 19, and they've been diagnosed. So again, it's more younger people. But I think adults can still get diagnosed with type 1. But adults are more known to be diagnosed with type 2. But again, younger people can be diagnosed with type 2. But it's just not as common. It's more the other way around. So yeah, that answers that question. So with that question, I'm going to talk about the difference between type 1 and type 2. Because type 1 is what I have, and it's insulin dependent. So what it means is that, so basically all your, well, not all your bodies, because someone with diabetes might be watching this, so not all your bodies, but normal people, your bodies produce insulin for you, and you can live your best lives. Whereas our bodies don't do that. They were like, no, I'm not doing that. That's a lot of work, thank you. You do that yourself. So we have to inject ourselves with insulin. Whereas type 2 is more based on your weight or more your diet style. A lot of people think it's more about like your weight and stuff, and like you know, the common thing is you've brought this on yourself sort of thing, and which sometimes it is, but obviously like sometimes it's not. So and yeah, it's more based on like your diet style and stuff. So obviously your doctor and stuff might advise you to start like a certain diet or something, or leave. It might be like a certain food that you've eaten that they tell you to like lay off and stuff. So yeah, and then obviously type 1 is more based on, so basically the difference is that I could like go to a party and have a slice of cake. All I'd need to do is have insulin for that cake. Whereas obviously, depending on the diet lifestyle, a type 2 diabetic, they would be able to have a slice, but they might just not be able to have as much as what they normally want or something, basically. Obviously, it depends on like, because everybody's diabetes is different. It's not, you know, this is diabetes and this is what it is. Everyone's diabetes is different and it's controlled differently, and because obviously we all have different bodies, so, and we all, our bodies all react differently, so it's complicated. Question 2, how do you work out insulin measurements? So for insulin measurements, I have to do this thing called carb counting. On the back of most food products, you'll find the nutritional information, and it shows you like the carbs and stuff. So for example, I've got this packet of crisps. On the back it's got its carbs. You might not be able to see that. That's your fault if you can't see it though. So for example, this bag of crisps has 12.1 grams of carbohydrates. So for that, I'd need to give myself 1 dose of insulin. So basically, from 10 grams, obviously 10, I have to give myself 1 gram of insulin. And then say it was having something and it was 42 grams of carbs, then I'd give myself 4. Whereas if it was 46 grams of carbs, I'd have to give myself 5, because from like 5 we round it to the nearest like the nearest 10. So for example, like 62, I'd give myself 60, but if it was 67, then I'd give myself 70. I didn't know my maths then. It's very mathematical, which is not great when you're not mathematical. But it's fine. We have these little things called calculators. It's fine. But yeah, we have to do that. So I have to, obviously, when I'm having like tea or lunch, have to count up all the carbs that are in all the food and stuff, and then add it all together, and that's how much insulin how many units of insulin I end up giving myself. So it sounds really complicated, but obviously once you do it for the whole of your life, basically, it becomes a lot easier, and it's not as complicated as what it sounds, and yeah, so it's fun. No, it's not. So question 3 is when were you first diagnosed? I was first diagnosed when I was 5 years old. It was November the 4th. No, it wasn't. It was November the 12th, 2004. I was diagnosed at Royal Derby Hospital. I don't really remember that much about the diagnosis, like anything before or sort of like after that area. I'd kind of, like I've always said that I don't really remember life without diabetes, because obviously you don't really remember much about like that sort of age. But yeah, I can't ever remember life without diabetes, so that's really sort of strange. But yeah, I was 5 years old, nearly 6, which is mad. And in my fridge, we've still got like the first sticker of like the first dose of insulin that I had from the hospital. So yeah, that's cute. Question 4. How did you find living with diabetes at a young age compared to now? When I was younger, my mum and dad used to do like my injections for me, and then when I was at school, we had to get the TAs to learn how to inject me and stuff. So they all did it then, like on lunch break and stuff. And mum and dad used to like mostly do the carb counting. Like I'd help and stuff, but I think there was less pressure on me when I was younger to do the carb counting and stuff, because mum and dad just used to do it for me. And for instance, like going out and stuff, obviously we used to go out and have tea like as a family and stuff. Mum would always just put my insulin in the bag, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. Whereas so when I was 10 years old, I said to mum and dad, like, I want to start doing my injections myself, and becoming more independent with it. So around that age, I started doing it myself, like at school and stuff, and going out, and so it became a bit more stressful, I think the word would be. And obviously, like, I began to do more of the carb counter myself, and I think I was a little bit older when I started going into, because obviously I have to have 3 monthly checkups. Sorry, that came out wrong, not 3 monthly checkups. 3 months I'd go and, I don't know what I'm saying. I hope you got that. I'd go and get a checkup with my doctors. And I think I was a little bit older. I think I was about 16 or something. I started going into them by myself. So obviously I became a little bit more independent. And obviously, even like now, to this day, more now, obviously I go out with my friends and stuff by myself, and I have to make sure I take my insulin, and I'm so much more independent with it. So it's, I think from a younger age, it was less, you know, it wasn't as scary, I don't think. Whereas now it's very much, you know, my life is in my hands, sort of thing. And it's, you know, I have to work for the, I don't want to call it an illness. Ooh. So I've just looked at the next question, question 5. It's, as a kid, did you do your own injections, or are you only allowed to do that at a certain age? So obviously I've just answered that with the previous question. So, but yeah, it's there isn't like a certain age where you have to start doing it yourself. It's sort of, I think it's more when you feel I don't really know. I think it's when you feel comfortable doing it, but obviously there is a point where you're going to have to start doing it yourself because you're going to start living independently and stuff. So obviously with like me, I got it at like 5 years old. I'm going to be less likely to, someone like me is going to be less likely to do the injections themselves, whereas someone that gets diagnosed at like 18, say, they're going to be more likely to do it themselves from day one. Which is why I'm kind of glad that I got it when I got it, like at 5, because obviously I've kind of not known any different like life, and obviously going back to this, it took the pressure of things off me, and I've kind of learned from how mum and dad have done it and how my TAs at school and stuff did it, and like I've learned as the years have gone on, and then eventually I was able to do it myself and become more independent. So I'm, but yeah, there isn't any like, there's not a certain age where you have to start doing it yourself or that you can't do it yourself or whatever. It's sort of just off your, obviously I was very like lucky to have a supportive family and stuff, and so yeah, obviously it obviously depends on who you are, I guess. Question 6, has it caused you a lot of struggle in your life? Has it caused me a lot of struggle in my life? No, it's been quite fun actually. I think there has been, struggles. Obviously, there's like going on holiday and stuff. You've got to make sure that you've got all your stuff with you before you go. A couple of years ago, I went on a cruise. It was a 2-week cruise. So obviously, I had to make sure that I doubled my prescription and, took extra and, extra for the extra, basically. Because going to a different country, that's pretty scary, and even like just going on holiday like to somewhere in the UK, it's you've got to make sure that you've got everything with you, because you're not as close to your local pharmacist as what you normally would be, and yeah, and then obviously there's just the little struggles of making sure you take your stuff with you when you go out. If you're going out with your friends and something, you've got to make sure you take your insulin. And then obviously going back to the carb counting and stuff, obviously there's a struggle of, if you're going out, some places don't necessarily have the nutritional information, like the carbs and stuff, on their menu. So most places you can ask for the information, but that's just hassle. So sometimes you can guess, but you might guess wrong, which is scary. And there's lots of like little struggles. The list goes on, and then there are bigger struggles. Like I say, like going on holiday. Obviously you get like restrictions of things you can and can't do. I can't think of anything at the top of my head. But yeah, there are lots and lots of struggles. Sorry, I got a notification. Sometimes daily, sometimes yearly. But we get through them. So, and by we I mean me. Hi guys, I'm going to end the video there because I feel like it's going on a bit. There's so much more that I want to tell you guys and share with you, but like I said, I don't want the video to drag out. So I will make another one of these videos and talk more about the stuff that I wanted to tell you about, because I want to show you all my stuff as well and explain that. But again, I'll make another video and do all that in that video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, then please comment below or just inbox me on any of my social medias. I'll post them below. I hope the questions that I've answered have made sense, or the answers to the questions have made sense, sorry. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was nice to come back, and I really enjoyed filming this and sharing my diabetes with you. And I will hopefully see you soon. Also, Merry Christmas.